Dude, I don't know how to, I don't know what to think of this Crow story. It did kind of get to me. Like, it was a really simplistic story, you know, Crow wanting, because, like, Gilead Osborne, like, outsmarted his grandfather and, caused, like, Jirai to end up the way it did. But, you know, Crow wanting to get revenge on Osborne, it's reasonable. I can sympathize a bit with Crow. I can understand why he's doing things now. I definitely think I have a little more respect for him after hearing his story.
I can sense someone inside.
Yeah, sure.
Huh? It's open. Come on in.
That sounds like...
Is that Vulcan?
Excuse me.
I think it's Vulcan. Hey, it is Vulcan. Are we going to visit all of the members?
Oh, it's you. You finished talking with C?
His name's Crow, not C, and he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, I know his real name, but to us, he's always gonna be C. That's our leader. You might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, take a seat. You got a whole lot of questions, I bet.
Does you asking that mean you're willing to answer them?
Depends on the questions.
Just out of curiosity, how many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left? I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, 10, give or take. We lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking into gear.
Oh. Is that because the group's primary objective had been fulfilled?
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds. But the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts. So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around. Can't say I blame them for calling it quits.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end was the last part of his game. Are the members who haven't left sticking around for similar reasons?
Interesting question. Can't speak for the others, but me, I don't really care how this war goes. I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always lived for war. And teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain. If we disband, I'll find myself something else to do.
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor or what you did near Trista, but I'd be happy if you chose to disband at least.
You're a funny kid, being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused, don't you think?
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long enough. Crimes you've committed will never vanish, but no one wants this war to go on longer than it has to. It's not as though you guys want war, do you?
That's enough of the niceties. You've got time to worry about us. Use it to worry about yourself. Whether you choose to side with the Alliance or go against them. You've got a tough road ahead, whether you like it or not. Make sure to think long and hard before you decide. And if we end up as enemies again, show me what you got. On the battlefield, I mean.
Oh, honestly, respectable.
Excuse me.
Think I might have been too harsh on the kid. Still... yeah. He's probably perfect for the job.
Nice chat, nice chat. This is really cool, going around talking to all the, members.
He saw right through me. He's not wrong, though. I should be worrying about myself right now. He seemed kind of different, though. Like he'd lost his spark. His sole objective in life seemed to be to get revenge for his old Jaeger Corps killed by Osborne. Maybe he's just not sure what to do with himself now that he's done just that?
So yeah, I don't defend them. I agree with Reen. Oh my goodness, so many people to talk to. I don't agree with what they did. But at the same time, I understand why they killed the Chancellor. You know, especially him. He just wanted revenge. So did Crow to a sense. It makes sense, but obviously I don't defend him killing the Chancellor and all that. At least not yet. That's my stance of it. At least we know why Crow did it. We know his backstory. We didn't get that earlier. Now we have it. So I could say I definitely like Crow a bit more for that. For opening up.
I can sense someone inside, and judging by the fact that V is in the next room,
It's probably Scarlet.
Come on in if you like.
excuse me.
Yeah, it's Scarlet.
Hello there, love. I'd heard you came on board yesterday, so I did wonder whether we would run into one another at some point.
Hello, Scarlet.
Lots to chat about.
Last time we spoke was a month and a half ago near Trista, I think.
Quite a memorable day for both of us, wasn't it? There's no need to stand over there. Come and have a seat. I'll pour us some tea.
You really don't have to. Well, I guess there's no harm in chatting for a bit.
Isn't that already what we're doing?
These tea leaves really are wonderful, aren't they? Only the best for the airship of Erebonia's most powerful noble, I suppose.
I have to admit, the fragrance is like no tea I've ever had before. You're right, though. It makes sense if it's something Duke Cayenne personally chose.
Oh? I was under the impression that your family is a part of the nobility, too. Your father is a baron, isn't he?
He might be a noble, but generally barons aren't all that wealthy. We live a relatively modest lifestyle.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought it before, but maybe my family was actually more well off than yours.
And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown when he went and built a railway through it.
What kind of family did you come from, then?
Oh, they weren't nobles, if that's what you're wondering. They were just relatively wealthy farmers. We were almost local celebrities in a way.
Oh, I see.
You're wondering how someone like me became a terrorist? It's written all over your face.
Well, I can't deny that I'm curious. I heard that you lost your hometown because Osborne built a railway through it.
Oh, did C tell you?
Oh, you also from Dry?
No, I suppose it must have been V. He never was one to keep quiet about things.
So, I mean, what happened?
Some things are best left unsaid, I think. It's not as if knowing would somehow allow you to change things.
I suppose.
You're so adorable, Reen. Now I know why C took a liking to you. What do you say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys? It'll be fun, I promise.
No thanks.
Please, stop teasing me. Anyway, thank you for the tea. It wasn't just made with high-quality leaves. It was brewed exceptionally, too.
You're very welcome.
Oh, actually, I may as well ask while I have the chance. Where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours anyway? It's pretty unique.
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. The holy city of Arteria.
The Arteria? Where the high seat of the Septian Church is?
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword, and it's a traditional weapon in the church. A few years ago, I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to use it there.
Surely you must be talking about some other church, right? You're telling me there are sisters in the Septian Church who use weapons like that?
That's wild.
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could possibly imagine. Well, it doesn't matter much now. I ended up returning to Erebonia before my training was complete.
Oh?
Anyway, that's all I'm telling you for now. I'll give you the full story if you decide to join us. Sound fair? And if you choose not to join, well, that way has its own charms, I suppose.
She ended up being a lot friendlier than I expected her to be. I wonder how much of what she was saying about being a sister was true. She's seem to really hate the Chancellor. I wonder what she intends to do now that he's gone.
Dude, Cold Steel is doing really well at making me care for the villains. In this game especially. Like, giving me backstories. It doesn't matter how deep the backstories are, just backstories in general. Very, very cool. Oh, Blue Blanc. I'm gonna regret this, but let's do it.
Good day to you, Reinschwarzer.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief!
Didn't we already know that?
You sure look comfortable. What are you doing here?
Ha ha! Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful? The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink.
I'd rather not.
You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the hell? I'll have a drink.
No, Rean, no, please. I have better places to be.
Nothing alcoholic, though.
Yeah, I get enough of that from Sarah.
Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his. Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him. What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you. It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal? He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects read. There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest. Perhaps I stole your heart as well?
No, you're not a Phantom Thief from Persona 5. You can't do that.
Rest assured that did not happen. Your stories were interesting, though, I'll admit. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where Prince Olivert is now, would you? Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
Ha ha! I imagine Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join. To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, the Crimson Wings is there with him.
So the Courageous is missing too, then. Although the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Olivert to side with him after he imprisoned the rest of the Imperial family.
But think, these kinds of things are simply what the great nobles of this country have always done. The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Drykles, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule. I wonder, does Prince Olivert think himself as the second coming of Drykles?
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day, you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Drykles.
Oh? Do tell.
Sorry, but I should be going. Thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work through things in my head a bit.
Ha ha! I'm pleased to hear it. I will be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear which path you choose. Join us, and you'll be warmly welcomed. Naturally, I'm fascinated by you as the Ashen Knight's pilot. But I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours. I would love the chance to see the power of an ogre up close.
I doubt it's half as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Okay, I still hate Blue Blanc. Not hate, I don't care about him. Wow, we still have 4 people to talk to. Let's see who this is.
I wonder who's in here.
We got a visitor?
Do I know this voice? Oh, is it, Zeno or Leo? Zeno, I think it's Zeno. Leo has a deeper voice.
Come on in.
Oh, it's both of them.
Excuse me.
So it'd be McBurn, Duvally, and Vita, I guess. Oh yeah, they're together.
Figured it was you. Sup?
Have a seat.
Yeah, sup dudes? How's it going?
Bourbon? I suppose not.
Yeah, I really shouldn't. How come you guys are being so friendly, though? I mean, we're on opposing sides and all.
Why wouldn't we be? It's not like we're on a battlefield right now. We're Jaegers. Nothing unusual about us trying to cut some throats one day that's sitting in a bar with the same guys the next.
Of course, if you would rather fight with us, that can be arranged.
Oh, now you're speaking my kind of language.
I shall have to politely decline. For one thing, I don't think I'd stand the slightest chance of taking you two down.
I think you could take him, Reen. Totally.
Hey now, no need to be so pessimistic. Fee seems to think pretty highly of you. Have a little more faith in yourself.
At the very least, you'd be able to give us a real fight in your divine night. Not that I'd have any intention of losing even then.
The scary thing is, I'm pretty sure he's dead serious. Well, they're used to taking out tanks. They probably have their ways.
Oh yeah? Ranking 72nd for the year in an academy full of big shot students ain't half bad. Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting her heart into her education.
And don't forget, she was the youngest of her classmates, too. The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
You got that right. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike, too. Oh, who am I kidding?
She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases.
They really seem to adore her. Like two proud parents talking about their child. And yet... If you don't mind me asking, why did you leave Fee behind? After your boss was killed in a battle with his sworn enemy, I mean.
Oh, Fee told you about that. It sounds like you're closer to her than I thought you were.
I trust this is simply me being paranoid. But you haven't tried making any moves on her, have you?
What? No. I mean, if you don't count having a dance with her, yeah, no, not at all. Totally not. She is pretty high on my waifu ranking list. Oh, wait, what?
No, of course not. I wouldn't dream of it.
Let's slow your roll, Reen. Possibly. We still have to see which waifu is the best.
I just want to know why you'd abandon her when she obviously means so much to the two of you. She thought of you all like family. Why did you leave her all alone?
Well... We had our reasons. Let's leave it at that.
Not even like a backstory?
I know you want to know, but you're not the one we should be telling that to.
What, you're gonna tell Fee?
We'll be sure to tell Fee our reasons in due time. Until then, leave the issue be.
Alright, I can accept that. Still, she's our classmate. In that sense, she's like family to me, to us, too. And we feel that way about her just as strongly as you do, if not more so. I want to be perfectly clear on that.
Fighting words right there.
But still, we'll remember you said that. Returning to the matter at hand,
You're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her?
Why don't you believe me? It's not like I'm a harem. Oh wait, Rena's totally a harem.
Come on, spit it out.
They really are like two overprotective fathers.
Alright, peace out.